Howdy folks, at last it's the day on which I'll get the Indien Pz at tier 8, but before I get that one, I'll just quickly, or if you've watched my previous videos, you know that my reviews aren't very quick or short, but I'll, no matter how long it will take, we'll just see, review this tank, the VK3002D. And before I start off with that, I just want to quickly tell you something. Perhaps some of you may have noticed that up here in the top right corner it says that I've got 359 days premium, so obviously that means that I got a year premium, and that's really good. Now just so that you don't think I'm some kind of millionaire's kid or something like that can just buy its year's premium every year. It was my birthday last week, and my two friends kind of teamed up and bought me a year premium as a present, so that's why I got it. I would never get a year premium otherwise because it's just far too expensive. So just that that, because it looks a bit strange and it's just really expensive. It costs €82.99, I think. So that's a whole pile of money, and so just that you know about that. So now that we've discussed that, let's talk about the tank, the VK3002D. When I first got my hands on this tank, I thought, oh crap, this is going to be a really bad time that I'm going to have with this tank, because I just thought it was that bad. And at the time, the VK3002D still was right at the bottom of the lists in the matchmaker, and I just thought this tank would suck so much. I was just getting prepared to go through hell to get to the Indien Pz and final to the Leopard 1. So I was getting prepared for a whole pile of battles in which I would be really pissed off with this tank. It turned out that I was pissed off very often with this tank, but not nearly quite as often as I thought I would be. I must admit the stock grind was a bit difficult, but and it wasn't all that much fun. But now that I've got it kind of more or less at top configuration, I must say I'll never like this tank. I never did and I never will. But it got bearable to the end. It got bearable. Let's just have a look at this tank in the tech tree. So obviously it's the tier 7 tank in the line leading up to the Leopard 1. So that makes it very interesting at the moment, because I guess a lot of you guys, and me as well, are trying to get the Leopard 1, because it's just a fucking awesome tank. And before this line was introduced, so pre-patch 8.5, this tank was located between the Tiger and the Panther, and the only two tanks you could get from it were the Tiger and the Panther, and that made this tank kind of pretty unnecessary in the tech tree, because you could just get the Tiger and the Panther from tier 6, so why bother get another tier 7 tank? I never saw the sense in it, and I don't really think anybody else saw the sense in it, because I never really, or I very seldomly saw one of these tanks on the battlefield actually. But of course now it's a totally other story with this awesome tank at tier 10, and I must say the Leopard 1 and the Indien Pz are kind of the light at the end of the tunnel that's keeping me on going through the darkness of a VK3002D. So the tank to compare the VK3002D to obviously is the Panther, because these two lines are just kind of in direct competition to each other, the E50M, the Leopard 1, and they're pretty similar too, so that two of the tier 7 tanks are similar as well. And actually the VK3002D was made or was designed as an alternative to the Panther, and it was more based on vehicles like the T-34 of the Russian tree. So obviously this tank was never built because it says VK. VK is German and it means Versuchs construction, and that just means more or less the same as prototype. So this tank was never built. But yeah, it was supposed to be kind of an alternative to the Panther. And let's have a look at the hit points. The VK has got slightly more hit points. You have to bear in your mind that the figures here are from the stock Panther, while the numbers you see here are from a fully upgraded VK 3002D. So that's a bit of an unfair competition. But we'll just all the same do it. The weight, the Panther weighs slightly more, about 5 tons more. So yeah, that's both of them are pretty heavy for a tier 7 medium tank. The engine power, the DB has got a lot more engine power. It's got 110 horsepower more engine power, and that obviously makes this tank, because it's lighter as well as the Panzer 5, it makes it a lot more maneuverable and a lot faster. The VK 3002 can do 56 kilometers an hour, the Panther only 48. And 48 kilometers an hour is pretty slow, considering this is a medium tank. So the Panther isn't all that maneuverable, really, and it's pretty big too. The traverse speed of a Panther is 25 degrees per second. That's really, really bad for a medium tank. While on the VK 3000, on the VK it's 42 degrees per second. That's very, very good. The armour of the Panther's got slightly more armour than the VK on the front of the hull, and on the side as well, while on the rear the VK has got less. But if you're looking at figures like 45 and 50, it doesn't really matter because everything can penetrate that armour anyway. As for the turret armour is slightly better on the VK's turret at the front, and then at the sides and rear it's better too. But again, the difference at sides and rear doesn't really matter all that much, except if you're being fired at with HE shells. So I'd like to compare the guns separately because you just get the false impression of the way it is right now. And then the turret traverse speed is a lot faster on the Panther, so I guess that kind of makes up for the really bad traverse speed of the Panther. And then with the VK it's just the other way around. It's got a good traverse speed, a bad traverse speed. The view range is really, really, really good on the VK, especially considering it's only tier 7. It's not as good on the Panther, it's kind of average on the Panther. And the signal range is there's no comparison with the signal range at all. But the reason for that is because, again, this is the stock radio and this is the upgraded radio, so that gives you kind of a false impression. Okay, let's have a look at their guns. Oh no, that's the Aufklärungspanther. There, let's see. So I just take the tier 7 gun for the VK, and with the Panther I'll take this tier 8 gun here, because that's probably the gun you're going to use on the Panther. So because this is probably the gun you're going to use on the Panther, and if you decide to use this gun it's just the same as on the VK 3002D. So the caliber is a bit less on the Panther, and the rate of fire is better on the Panther. The main drawback of the gun of the VK obviously is the penetration. The penetration is really, really bad. The penetration of the Panther's gun is very, very good in contrast. The alpha damage is better on the VK. but I guess the DPM is about the same, if not better, with the Panther's gun. The accuracy is a lot better with the Panther. The Panther with this gun definitely is a sniper because of the great penetration and accuracy. The accuracy on the VK isn't all that good really, and the aiming time is just the same. So all in all, I'd say the Panther's gun is a lot better than the VK's, but as a whole they do totally other jobs, because the Panther definitely is a sniper, while the VK is more of a brawler and a flanker, so that are totally other tasks in a battle. One thing I want to just quickly do before we get stuck into a battle is I want to give you advice about what to research first, and about what modules to pick. First of all, the most important thing for the VK3002D is speed. Speed is absolutely essential on this tank. So, first of all, you should get the motor, and you don't have to research the tracks to be able to fit the motor. The radio carries over from the tank you get the VK from, so you've already got that usually. The motor, first of all, it might look a bit funny because I've left out this motor. That's because I got this tank and I got this motor before patch 8.5 came out, and before patch 8.5 there wasn't this motor yet, so I kind of just jumped that. That was pretty lucky. Then it's your decision if you want to only get the second best motor or the best motor. Let's just have a look at the horsepower. 700 and 720, it's not that big a difference, so the second motor will be good enough as well. But if you've got the time, definitely get the best motor. Then next you should get the tracks, and then you should get the better turret, and then if you want to, you can get one of these two guns. You don't have to mount the better turret, however, but you have to get it anyway to be able to get the Indien Pz. Now, the choice of guns, you've got 4 different guns on this tank, and we don't want to talk about the 7.5 centimeter right here at the stock, because that's just really crappy. The guns that interest us are these 3 guns. Let's just compare them quickly. The tier 6 gun has got the smallest caliber, the tier 7 the second largest, and the tier 5 gun the largest. And with the reload time, it's just obviously the other way around, so the lowest reload time on this gun, second lowest here, third lowest here. Then the penetration. This gun has got the best penetration of any of them. This gun is in the middle, and this gun is the worst. So you can always see there are 2 extremes with this gun bang in the middle. And this gun's penetration is that bad that you cannot use this gun with normal AP shells. You either have to use high explosive shells or high explosive anti-tank premium shells. It's only really worthwhile using this gun with premium shells, and they are really expensive, so if you can't buy them at a special when they're cheaper, just don't bother, because this gun will really suck if you haven't got premium ammo. The penetration of this gun is very bad as well, but it's good enough to use with AP shells. You'll have problems penetrating your enemies, but it's no way as bad as with this gun. So you can use normal armor-piercing ammo on this gun. On our tier 6 gun, however, the penetration is definitely enough. So if you're looking for something with high penetration, check this gun out. However, the reason why you would get the 10.5 gun is the awesome damage potential. 350 average alpha damage, that's really, really good. You've got 220 damage on the 8.8 and 135 on the 7.5. The DPM is slightly better on the 8.8 than on the 7.5, and it's slightly better again on this gun. So, yep. Then next, the accuracy. This gun is the most accurate. It isn't super accurate, but it's getting on for being very accurate. The 8.8 is okay. It's kind of more brawling gun, and this gun, and you don't have to argue about that. That's definitely a close-up fighting, face-hugging, brawling gun, 100%. The aiming time is 2.3 seconds on all of them. That's average, and yeah, the weight doesn't really matter all that much. So, all in all, I'd say the choice is yours. If you want a rapid-firing, high-penetration gun with a low alpha damage, get the Tier 6 gun. Then you can stick with a stock turret, which turns slightly faster than the second turret, is slightly weaker armoured, but it's less big a target, and it makes the tank faster because it doesn't weigh as much as the Tier 8 turret. Then the 8.8cm gun, I would go for that because it's just bang in the middle, and it lacks penetration, but you earn a lot more experience in your tank because you just make more damage. Means the DPM is higher and the alpha damage is higher. As for the 10.5cm KWK, this gun is the best gun on the tank if you use it with premium shells. If you use it with premium shells, you'll be able to grind through this tank in no time, because if the game will just be throwing experience points at you like nothing normal. But if you don't use this gun with premium ammo, that's gonna be a real bummer. So, yeah, the choice is yours. I wouldn't recommend this gun. The other three have all got their pros and cons. So just consider, and then just get the one that fits you the most. Okay, we've been quite well in the garage now. Let's see some gameplay. So we're on Cliff, and I'm platooning once more with my friends General Denny and Redwood Forest. And there's a T-21 up there. He's a bit cheeky, but now he's spotted us all, so that was kind of a pretty clever thing of him to do. But I guess he's the only clever player in the whole enemy team, as you will see just in a few minutes. Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting here and seeing if he comes out, but he doesn't, so I decide to drive on. And my friends and me were heading for this middle section of the map, because that's just where a lot of medium tanks go, and as you'll see, it will work out pretty well too. So we're outnumbered here kind of, and this T-43 is making kind of a suicide attempt. I don't know what he was thinking of there, but as you can see right here, I'm keeping my hull at a diamond shape to him all the time, because that increases the chance of ricochets a lot if he would be shooting at me, but thank God he doesn't. So he's left with 15 HP, and I get him. That was a bit cheeky of me, but well, somebody had to finish him off, and better me than anybody else. So yeah, there's a tiger to my right, but first of all I want to see if I can get that Yak Panther, but I can't, so I decide to shoot at the Tiger P, and I ricochet from his turret, and he takes out my gun, but I repair it. So the Yak Panther is down, so that allows me to push forward a bit further. But then I realised that the IS and so on are there, so I decide to go for this tiger here, because he's entwined with that Tog. So yeah, I'm just staying in cover behind this rock so that the Tiger P can't shoot at me, and yeah, I kill the tiger. So yeah, the T-21's down, and Red Forest has already got 2 kills. So now the Tiger P's gone already, so we're obviously just overrunning our enemies just right here. And now there's only the Cromwell left. He isn't really a big threat. And now he's down too. My friend killed him, his 3rd kill. So if you look at the mini-map, at that cliff there are quite a few tanks trying to push through. and it looks like they're winning. So I and my friend General Denny decide to attack those tanks there from the back. Yeah, now there's only a Tiger and a Black Prince left there, but those are two pretty dangerous heavy tanks. So, but there's a Black Prince right there from our team helping us too, so I guess we're going to win that situation. And anyway, we're winning the whole game, as you can see. The enemy team just wasn't very good, yeah. So, ricochet from the back of a Tiger, that's a real shame. But I get him this time, and right here you can see this gun, if you can find spots to shoot an enemy, this gun is pretty happy, but you just don't want to shoot enemy tanks in the front because, as you'll see right here, you simply ricochet, even if you aim for the weak spots. Apropos weak spots, knowing the weak spots of your enemy is decisive in this tank. Like you just see there, I aimed for the low glacis of that Tiger, and I finished him off in the end. So yeah, that's very, very important to know the weak spots of your enemy. And yeah, my friend gets a shot into that Black Prince, and yeah, he's down. I killed him. I got 3 kills, and that's about how good I got in this tank. Because yeah, it's just it's okay. Some games were fun like this one, but then again, some others weren't. So I got 1,500 experience of that, and 47,652 credits. So that's, yeah, a pretty good game. And yeah, let's see, I was the best tank in the game. As you can see there, my experience, I got the most experience of any of the tanks in the game. I did 1,637 damage, which isn't anything special, but it's not bad, especially considering this gun only deals out 200 damage per shot, about, or 160 damage per shot. I was pleased with this game. I hope you were too, and let's discuss some tactics. Yeah, so this tank definitely is a brawling flanking tank because of its inaccurate guns and its very, very good maneuverability. In this tank, you should play it like a this tank like a very traditional medium tank. So you should rush to key positions, hold them till your heavy tanks come along, and then either fall behind your heavy tanks or push on. You shouldn't try to lead the attack or something like that, because you're just not. Your firepower and armor just isn't good enough. Although speaking of armor, your armor is pretty thin, you can it can help you in some situations. You should always try to face the enemy in a diamond shape like this, because that will increase the chances of ricochets a lot. You've got quite a lot of weak spots in your armor, mind you, like your low glacis that isn't angled at all, although it's pretty small. Your machine gun emplacement, your driver's hatch, and yeah, this little commander's hatch up here, it isn't really little, it's pretty big really, is a weak spot as well. So yeah, make sure that if you're in close combat, you jiggle your hull around with A and D keys, so that the chances of your enemy hitting one of these weak spots here gets less. And try to keep moving in between shots. You can even try to shoot on the move, although you will probably miss. But standing still in this tank is pretty deadly. If you've got the second gun, let's quickly look at the research. If you've got this gun, you could use this tank a bit as a sniper, a bit, I guess, at kind of medium to long range. But that isn't what this tank is really made for. This tank is made for brawling, and in a pinch you can use it as a scout too, because of its awesome view range and good signal range. Yeah, another good thing is if you're behind a house corner, like say, imagine here's the corner of a house. Try to put your tank like this, so that the corner is here, and you can shoot at your enemy but the enemy can only see this front part of your hull at an angle like this, without being able to see the side of it. That's really, really good, because then nearly everything will ricochet from your armour, because it's sloped very, very well all the way around. An important thing to remember when you're shooting at VK 3002D is that these boxes here at the side act as spaced armour, so you should avoid to shoot at them, and you should also avoid to shoot at this kind of exhaustion pipe at the back, because yeah, that's spaced armour as well. The motor is in the back, so I haven't really realised that engine fires are a big problem in this tank, but yeah, so I haven't really realised that engine fires are a very big problem in this tank, but yeah, it's just good to know where your motor is. It's back here. And yeah, we come to crew skills. First of all, I'd recommend you get repairs on all of your crew, because tracked VK is a dead VK. You could swap your repairs for brothers in arms. I always recommend that. It's up to you if you like brothers in arms or not. I'll probably do that once it's reached 100%. Sixth sense of a commander isn't really all that necessary, because you're a brawling tank and you'll usually know when you're spotted and when not, so it won't bring you all that much benefit as say on an SPG or a tank destroyer. I definitely get recon though, because the view range is one of the major strengths of this tank, and if you can increase that, that's really good. I wouldn't get camouflage or firefighting though, because they just don't make any sense in this tank. For the gunner, I'd get definitely get first of all snapshot, because this tank's a brawling tank, as I already said, so snapshot is very important for brawling tanks. And then you have other skills and perks aren't really all that important, but snapshot is very important. The driver definitely needs smooth ride, and after that I'd probably get controlled impact, because you find yourself with this tank very, very often in situations in which you want to ram an enemy, because it's pretty heavy for its tier and it's very fast. So controlled impact would be a good idea after smooth ride. Then the radio operator definitely needs situational awareness and signal boosting in case you want to be a scout sometime, you know, just because your team hasn't got any other scouts left or something like that. And then for your loader, let's see, personal file, skills, okay. Your loader, I don't know, if you use the 10.5 centimeter gun with premium ammunition, you might want to have intuition. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend adrenaline rush, because your health will very, very, very seldomly sink below 125 HP. So don't bother about adrenaline rush, and safe storage isn't really necessary either. So I don't know, I'd guess I'd get safe storage, because you probably retrain your crew to work on the Indien Pz, then on the Leopard Prototype A and on the Leopard 1, and ammo racking is a pretty big problem on the Leopard Prototype A and the Leopard 1, because the armour is so thin, so I'd probably go for safe storage. Yeah, so now we'll come to the equipment. You can't fit a vertical stabilizer on this tank. You should probably get a toolbox if you want to get equipment, that is, and coated optics isn't a bad idea either. And then next I'd probably get I'd either get improved ventilation or the medium caliber tank gun ram, the choice is yours. So again, toolbox, coated optics, tank on rammer, and improved ventilation. That's the equipment that I would recommend. Yep, so we're done with a VK 3002D, and I'm really, really happy that we're done with it, because it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it still was pretty bad. And I'm really looking forward to the Indien Pz, because I played it on the test server, I loved it on the test server, and I'm probably going to love it on the live server even more when I haven't got 14 tier 10 tanks and 1 tier 8 tank in a team. So watch out for Indien Pz videos that will be coming up shortly, and thanks for watching. See you next time, and bye bye.